everybody, welcome to tonaltrends.com. This video is called Tonality Part 1, Consonance and Dissonance. Alright, so if we're going to try and spot tonal trends, the first thing we got to know is what in the world tonal means in the first place. So, what is tonality? Well, the first sentence on the Wikipedia page for tonality is, quote, tonality is a system/language of music in which specific hierarchical pitch relationships are based on a key center or tonic, that is, on hierarchical scale degree relationships. And if that was just like, what the holy crap are you talking about? Let me translate. All it means is, in music, there's different notes, and some notes like each other more than they like other notes. That's basically it. Why? Because most notes are different from each other. How? Because they have different pitches. What are pitches? Let me explain it this way. Everything that makes sound, like making a sound, vibrates through the air to your ears at different speeds or different frequencies. La 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 la. And then we hear the pitch in our ears. If we're lucky enough to have ears. There's like a little tube in there for some reason, I don't know. Or like if you're a fishy in the deep blue sea, the sound waves travel through water. But I'm not sure if sound travels through dirt, because like worms don't have ears, but I mean it's earthquakes, so it probably does. Except not through lead, because Superman can't see through lead. Anyways, anything that makes these sound vibrations can be thought of as being on a spectrum, from either larger or looser vibrations or tinier and tighter. The larger or looser something is within the physical reality of our universe, the slower its vibration speed. So it's like I'm big and large and la la la, like that. And so the lower the sound's pitch is. Conversely, the tinier or tighter something is, like the faster it vibrates, and so the sound's pitch is higher. It's like with guitars and violins, like think of how skinny and tight the string is, right? So it's like tiny and tight, makes high pitch. But down on the fatter strings, like lower pitches make lower equals lower. Or like with drums, we think of how like wide and loose they are, or vice versa. Like with timpanis, they're all like wide and loose. It's like boom, 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 roll, Spartacus. Or even like a tinier side, your palm's like a drum when you clap, but it's tiny and tight compared to a timpani. So like when you clap, it's got a faster frequency and a higher pitch. Like with other instruments, it can also be about how long or short what you put that sound through is. Like tubes, right? Like think saxophones, like soprano sax, it's like this long, it's like high pitch, it's like Kenny G, oh Kenny G, la la la. And on the other end of the tube spectrum, you got this like the baritone sax, and it's like first it swerves up here, and then the tube goes way down here, and then loops back up and outwards, and it's like, Bear White, Lisa Simpson. I mean, it's the same with trumpets and tubas. Like trumpets, like smaller tubing, higher pitch. Tubas, big tube, tuba tube, tubing, YouTube. Whoa. So yeah, that's the long and short of how come some sounds can be different by having different frequencies and different pitches. We're almost there. Before we get to consonance and dissonance, we have to mention about how these pitches become notes. Well, that's mostly human people's fault. Like a while ago, humans figured out we could play some of these pitches together in ways that sounded cool. Turns out these cool sounding pitches, now considered notes, sounded better to our ears because they were organized mathematically or harmonically, as we say in the biz. I don't know why we don't just say organized. I guess we like the way harmonically sounds. I don't know. It's nice to have your own word, I guess. More on that in a minute. Also, in another video later on, we'll look at how pitches can be organized not only by their pitch frequencies and all this, but also by how they can be organized mathematically in time, otherwise known as the concept of rhythm, which we'll skip for now because that deserves like its whole own video for sure. For now, all you need to know is that a note is created more by how we humans organize, play, then hear, then interpret the pitches in our human brains than by what the pitches are themselves. It's like, think about how we don't consider raindrops falling on tin roofs in music. Although raindrops, they have sounds, frequencies, and pitches, but they're not organized mathematically or harmonically, so they're not what we call tonal, and so they're not music. unless you're like a hippie or something. And then, okay, I guess it's music, but for us right now, no, it's not music. Or like the parts of the string on my guitar, if you're on the other side of the nut, you know, like, these pitches aren't organized anyway either. So they're not really notes, they're just pitches. And that's why no one ever tries to write a tonal song on this part of the guitar. Cool, well, thanks for staying with me because we're finally here. Consonance and dissonance. What we're going to talk about now is what happens when more than one of these cool sounding notes are played at the same time. Why do some of these human brain organized notes mix super well? Why do some mix just kind of sort of well? And why do some not mix well at all? To answer this question, let's imagine we're like at a junior high dance and all the dancers are notes. And over here it's one note with this other note. It's like, hey, I like your frequencies. They start dancing together. It's like all sweet and mellow, like little Barbie and Ken dolls on a slow rotating cupcake carousel. And it's like, oh, consonance, consonance, solfege pun, booyah. But then all of a sudden, this other note butts in and is like, buzz off, dude, I want to dance with Cindy. And Cindy's like, my strap breaks. And Kurt, you smell like Teen Spirit, you're gross. We're not mathematically similar at all, get away. And Kurt's like, check out my moves, Cindy. And he's like, tritones, like, And Cindy's like, I don't even like this one bit because our frequencies are not working. And then the sensitive, similar, emo consonant note guy is like, oh man, this feels really disorganized. I'd really like this to resolve right now. And then the Michael J. Fox note starts to disappear from the picture because like he kissed his mom. And then he's like, you know, Chuck Berry like. And then it's like, turns into Van Halen, it's like, explosion. So yeah, why did this happen? Why did emo note guys' frequencies go well with Cindy's frequencies? And why did Kurt's frequencies not? And the answer is Pythagoras. Yeah, Pythagoras, the same guy who made like triangles, or like equal rights for triangles or whatever. He figured out that within the physical reality of our universe, some notes like each other a lot, mildly, or not at all, because their frequencies are mathematically similar, kind of similar, or not at all similar, because of their, wait for it, frequency ratios. So yeah, what are frequency ratios? Like, imagine two dolphins swimming after a boat and frequently jumping in and out of the water with each other. And their frequencies that they're jumping and they're matching better, you know? And they're like starting their jumps at the same time a lot. Not necessarily every time, but a lot of the time. And they're also finishing their jumps together a lot. That's important. Like, remember our consonant note dancers? Like, same kind of thing with their dance moves. Their starts and stops were matching better. Remember? So it's like consonance. Okay, dissonant. Now imagine one of the dolphins turns into a water skier with a funny hat. I don't know why he's got a funny hat, he just does. And the skier's like doing his jumps too. But not jumps like the dolphin. He's just like skipping over the waves like bing, bing, bing. And he's not matching up with the dolphin's jump at all. And the dolphin's like, screw this guy. And he like tries to steal the funny hat off the skier's head. He's like, get off me, dolphin. It's like, like that. Okay, so right about now you're probably asking yourself, how can some notes' frequency ratios be more mathematically similar or less similar? How do these matchups of jumps and landings work exactly? The answer to this is to be found by studying the harmonic series, which is the topic of our next video entitled Tonality Part 2, the harmonic series. Okay, to review, when something makes a sound, that makes a frequency that has a specific pitch that our ears can hear. The larger or looser or tinier and tighter that something is, the higher or lower the pitch is. Every pitch's frequency likes or dislikes other notes' frequencies more or less based on how closely their frequency ratios match. When we use these ratios to separate notes into consonant and dissonant note relationships. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our first Spotter Smarts video from tonaltrends.com. Stick around for the next one. And Facebook like us or sign up on our mailing list so you know when that comes out. So yeah, thanks you guys.